Yo, what's good, YouTube? I am back again with another video, and today is going to be talking about cruises and the things, the good and the bad, so the positives and the negatives I had so far on my experience. I'm on my first cruise, and I went with Carnival just because I think it's like a good beginner-friendly budget option. So if you are thinking about going on a cruise, and yeah, something like Carnival or Disney is probably like a good one to choose. And obviously, there's more options like MSC, I think it's called, and Royal Caribbean that I've heard good things from. So it really all depends on what you want. But for like a beginner friendly or budget option, Carnival isn't actually as bad as what I thought it would be. So just gonna get into the goods right now. So the first one is going to be that it's been pretty consistent in terms of the food and dining. So what I mean by this is that you can either dine like on the top deck where they have multiple food options. They have burgers and pizza and like a burrito taco place. They have that every day at a certain time. They also have breakfast up there at certain times. So that's usually around like 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. depending on the day. And then they also have like the buffet, which they have a lot of options in there. Well, they usually have like a set menu, and you can of course go get that, and then you can purchase other things like sushi and sandwiches and lobsters and steaks. So they had a pretty good dining option, way more than I thought they would have. So it's been a good experience in terms of the food so far. And a bonus is the ice cream. You get like ice cream is like open 10 to 12 a.m. every day. So I had strawberry and vanilla. Those are like my top two flavors. It's been really good. So that's like one of the good things that I did like about the cruise. Now, for the second thing, is going to new ports and getting off on the ship. So in my case, unfortunately, we had two stops, but we was only able to stop at the second one due to weather conditions, and this was Nassau, Bahamas. So we did get off the boat at a good time around like 10 a.m. and they usually have a set time to get off the boat at maybe 3:30 for my case. So we came back in time. But going to new ports and exploring new cultures and islands or whatever the stop is a great thing to do. When getting off the boat, we kind of just walked around, explored the little tourist area, because it's like pretty much like Bahamas is kind of like a touristy attraction. So there's a lot of areas to explore. You kind of just walked around, and they had like a lot of restaurants and shops for you to pick up things. I did get this ball in the straw market. It's like a little ball that a good keepsake. It says Bahamas on there, so I just bought this. It was $8, and I got it from the straw market. So definitely a lot of stuff that you can buy there, and do like some walking around and exploring. There was Atlantis there that we didn't go to just because we kind of didn't end up having time to go there, and then we couldn't really figure out the taxis. So definitely plan ahead if you go into some of these ports. Obviously there's like excursions you can book through Carnival, or you can kind of book when you get to the islands. So yeah. And the third thing that has been good is that like my cousin Wesley that came to this one, he's like been on multiple cruises, so he gets a lot of cruise offers, and that's like a big thing I'm kind of seeing is that the more you go on, the more benefits and offers you do get. So this is my first cruise, and when I signed up and bought this one, then they started sending me emails on more benefits I can have, and like giving me offers. So that's going to take away not take away, but it's going to give me like discounts on like future cruises if I want to go again. So the more cruises you go on, the more offers you're going to get. So I think that's like a really good benefit. Unfortunately, in our case, one negative is that we did have or at least Wesley had a rewards, like $50 casino credit and free drinks at the casino, but I don't know, it didn't get applied to our account. So I don't know, it just kind of disappeared. That's kind of like one negative that was like a big thing, because like $50 in the casino, it's like a lot of money that you can use to play on the slots or on the table. So us not having that was kind of like big. I kind of counted to have that when I was bringing cash on board. So that's one of the like negative things I would say about at least the cruise offers, that I wasn't able to get it and he wasn't able to get it. So yeah, The fourth thing that is good about the cruise is that you meet a lot of new people. There's like people coming from all over. Ours was in Port Canaveral, Orlando, but I met somebody playing basketball that said he came from Canada. He like booked a flight all the way to Orlando to go to this cruise, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. He said up in Canada it's like super cold up there. So you definitely get to meet a lot of new people. Met some people from like Alabama. I think we met a person like from Europe. It was, people come all over. So you definitely won't have a problem like meeting new people and like talking with them and kind of exploring what they have to, talk about from their home. So it's also a cool thing to see on a cruise. I really did like that. And then the last good thing and positive I want to talk about is the Carnival app. So at least on this cruise, I kind of didn't know that they even had an app. My cousin told me whenever we started like boarding. So definitely download the app because it has a lot of good stuff on there. So it pretty much helped like the customer experience. Like you can go there to book, sign up for like your dining, so you can like check in for your dining if you want to get a table at like the little restaurant. So you can check in on there and you can view the menu on there. So like if you don't want to go to the restaurant that day because you don't like the menu, then you can go to another place. So I think that's like really helpful and not something I thought was gonna happen. So having that Carnival app definitely was a positive. They have all sorts of things on there. You can buy like casino, not buy casino. Sorry, you can buy like the internet package through there. Even though I recommend getting it before you get on board because it's less money. So that's like a cool little tip for you all. But yeah, the Carnival app was good. They have like activities and stuff listed on the app that you can go through. So they have like they might have a bingo night or they might have a mixer from certain age groups where you can come meet new singles or just kind of meet people. And then they might have like comedy nights and stuff, and they'll have that all listed on the app. So definitely having the app is like a really important thing to have. So it worked out fine for us. All right, now we're gonna have to talk about the bad and the negatives. And some of these aren't like super negative, just kind of like some things that I noticed. So the first thing is the Wi-Fi. I didn't know that you had to purchase your own Wi-Fi before to like use it on board. So which makes sense. Obviously, I didn't think we would be able to have like data and stuff like that on board, but I just thought the Wi-Fi was included. So that was kind of like one thing that I noticed. And then we bought the social plan, so that means that you can access things like Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat. So kind of like the social media, like Facebook and stuff like that. And I would say that it really depends on the type of person you are, but I would recommend the premium plan because you get way more. You get to access pretty much everything. It's like having data, and that means you can check your email, stream movies like on Netflix, and watch YouTube videos. Anything like that is gonna be on a premium plan, and I think that you can add multiple devices on there. So that's like super important. I only brought my phone, but if you have like an iPad or a laptop, then you might want to buy the premium plan ahead of time so that you can access like more broad stuff, because it may be days where you need to check your email, check into work or anything like that. Then you're gonna need that premium plan. So that's the first bad thing. And then the second one is kind of like be prepared to do some of the similar activities around the ship. So if you're a person that isn't used to like sitting down or sitting around or doing like the same thing like repetitively, then cruises might not be for you. So on the ship we've usually been playing like a lot of like games like basketball and or ping pong or foosball, or really kind of just walking around the ship, kind of just going around. They do have a library with some games in there that you can play, but I'm like one of those people that kind of likes the freedom to kind of just go find something and do what I want. So it's not having that first time to stop in Bahini or Benini. I might be saying it wrong, so that's my fault. But having that first stop canceled kind of meant that we spent more time on the ship and kind of took away from our experience. So it kind of was like a negative thing for me, but it's not going to happen all the time. But just in general, if you do have a longer cruise, then just be prepared to have to like do the same stuff, whether that's being in a pool or jacuzzi or playing games that you may get a little bit bored at times in terms of playing or doing the same stuff. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is kind of like related to the first one, is like just be mindful when you do go. There is like a high season, I think pretty much in July or the summer that they was talking about. It's probably going to be like more people on the boat, but also it's probably going to be better in terms of the weather report. As I stated earlier, that we wasn't able to stop at the first one because of the weather. So just be mindful when you do go on cruises, because we went in October. It's kind of like hurricane season here, so that's kind of like something on our part that we kind of had a mistake of. But that's pretty much the last thing I did want to cover in terms of negative. It wasn't a lot of negatives or bad things I experienced. I really do kind of like the cruise. I don't think it's for me personally, just because I kind of like traveling new places and having the freedom to do what I want to do. So this could be like using like transportation or Uber to go somewhere, or driving around the islands like we did in a previous vlog in Puerto Rico. So having like somewhere to go, or somewhere that we can plan to do, is something that's pretty much big to me, because I don't really like staying in one place, or at least on vacation, like being in a room, stuff like that. It's not something I'm used to or like doing. So yeah, that pretty much covers it for this video. If you did like the video, then drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.